Hey everybody, how y'all guys doing on this happy Friday? I hope. I am coming to you guys to do an entertainment video about a show that I have been watching called The Golden Bachelor. It is a ABC um hit. Believe it or not, it is a hit. It is on ABC, and we've all heard of The Bachelor, but this time ABC decided to do something different, and so that's why I want to come on and talk about it to you guys. And we know that as us older people, sometimes you may have lost a husband, you may have lost a wife, you are older in life, and a lot of older people if something like this happened to you, you want to find companionship, right? So this is a kind of second chance for love sort of series from HBO. Oh Lord, from ABC. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about HBO. I'm really thinking about the Game of Thrones. But anyway, so I want to come to you guys to talk about the Golden Bachelor. So there have been two episodes of the Golden Bachelor thus far. This is the Golden Bachelor. His name is Gerry. He's from Indiana. He turned 72 while taping the show. 72 years old while taping the show. This is Gerry's family. He has it looks like two daughters and a grandchild by one of his daughters. And they are all, you know, including Gerry, hoping that he will find his forever love, right? So a little bit about Gerry and his family. Gerry was married for, I think they said 42 years or 40, 42 or 43 years to a woman by the name of Tony. Tony passed away of a bacterial infection. I think he said 6 years ago, shortly after they found their dream home. And the reason why I say the show is bittersweet is because Tony is not the only one that lost a spouse in the show. So also several women this is the cast. These are the women that were cast for the first season of The Golden Bachelor. Several of these women have lost a spouse. And in the show last night, they were talking about them losing their spouses. It was all very sad when they were telling the stories, and it was sad for Gary. So that's why I said it's bittersweet. They are getting a second chance at love. But a lot of people don't even get the first chance at what Gerry and a lot of the women had, which was a long time marriage, a long time happy marriage. We know that, marriages are hard, but if you can stay with someone for 42 and 43 and 44 years, even 10 years these days, I think that, you're really working with your person, because we know that marriage is all about compromise. But anyway, a lot of them have lost a spouse, and I think that it is wonderful that they are branching out, wanting to find a second, wanted to have a second chance. It's more than love. Love is it defined in a fairy tale. It's really not what the actual meaning of love is. Love is compromise, in my opinion. Love is respect. Love is devotion. Love is loyalty. Love is caring about the other person just as well as you caring about yourself. Love is, to me, when you're in a marriage, I say marriage is also about companionship, as well as especially when you get later in life, right? I myself have a mate. I've been married for over 20 years. I don't know what I would do if I lost my spouse, and so that's another reason why it was bittersweet for me. um it was so sad to me listening to these ladies, especially because I am a woman, I am a wife, and like I said, I cannot imagine losing my husband. I don't know what I would do. I don't even think that I would ever be in a position to, or be strong enough to, or brave enough to want to go through it again. But they say no man is a mountain, and no man or woman is a mountain, and everybody wants to be with somebody, especially later in life. Um, but I don't know if I would even want to do that again. But these ladies and Gary have decided to take that second chance, and they want to find companionship and love again. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And not only that, I think that, oop, 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 I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun. Anyway, spoiler alert. So, but anyway, Gary is wanting to do that, right? So there are spoilers. Um, in this video. So just be warned. Spoiler alert, so spoiler alert. Let me say that now. So anyway, about the Golden Bachelor, some of the things that I noticed. This is the first lady that got out of the car. When they're coming up to meet Gary, she's one of the first ones. She had on her golden dress, and she's a beautiful woman. One other thing I want to say about the women of the Golden Bachelors, these women are 60 and 70 years old. Okay, can you believe that? These women are beautiful. And I think that it is awesome that a lot of the young viewers of The Bachelor get to see how it looks when you take care of yourself throughout your life, because these women are gorgeous. They are beautiful. Look at them, and they're all 60 to 70 years old, all in that range right there. And I'm like, wow, you know. And so another thing I noted last night is they went into the bachelor house where all the women stay. It is the same house that they tape all the shows, I believe. And so anyway, in the house, they were going through the rooms, picking out the rooms, and that they were assigned, or I don't know if they pick out the rooms or if they were assigned to rooms. But nevertheless, they went up to the rooms, and some of those rooms had bunk beds in them. And I heard one lady saying that I can't climb up on that bunk bed basically because I've had double knee replacement. I'm like, oh my God, right? And so that's one thing about getting older. Um, they're not trying to make it seem like they don't have their challenges, because like I said, they're 60 and 70 years old, some of them. I think the woman that said she had a double knee placement was 75 years old. She's beautiful. She's the melanated woman in the glasses, and so they gave her a bottom bunk. I don't understand why in the world they will have bunk beds for any of the ladies that, because of their age. Like, why would you have bunk beds? There was one woman talking about, I need a bottom bunk because she's basically having incontinence issues. When she gotta go basically, and it's probably that way for all of the ladies, because we know that sometime when you get older and that bladder full up, you can't hold it like you young, and you gotta go when you gotta go, child. Right? So I didn't understand. I thought that was really, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't think that was right. Just let me say, for them to won't expect those older ladies to get up in bunk beds. I'm like, that was inconsiderate. That was what I was looking for. It was inconsiderate, and they should have thought of something else. Maybe it was on purpose. Maybe they felt like some of the ladies are in wonderful shape, and they did climb up on top of these bunk beds, but you still have issues that you have to deal with, and incontinence is one of them, right? Because like I said, that bladder seems, the older you get, the smaller that bladder seems to get, right? So they were speaking about that. They were speaking about knee replacements and a couple of other things. So I don't understand the whole bunk bed situation. I felt like they could have done that differently, and so, but anyway, nevertheless, these women, all of them, looking wonderful shape. This other melanated woman that's on the ground right here next to the other lady, she was not picked for a final rose last night, and so she had to go home. But they filmed her outside of the house, and she's saying, one thing that they should have done was, have chairs for the rose ceremony, because there's no telling how long they tape these ceremonies, how long they have to tape the final rose ceremonies, or even the series, right? And she was suggesting that they have chairs for the final rose ceremony, because we know that these ladies are, up in age. They are absolutely beautiful. But child, look at her. What if they have to stand there for hours? That's too much. So she was like, you got chair aerobics and chairs exercises and chair this and chair that. You need chairs for the final rose ceremony. And I was like, child, I know that's right. But anyway, I felt that was kind of funny. She was being kind of cheeky about it, but oh my goodness, I understand where she's coming from, right? So anyway, a little more about Gary. Another thing I liked about Gary is that he seems to be a very caring person, right? And it broke my every time I because Gary is really emotional. He's been through a lot in his life. He's lost his wife. He's lived that whole life. He's 72 years old, so he understands where these ladies is coming from. And during the final rose ceremony, not only okay, so he had several conversations with several women. They did a photo shoot, and one woman had on a wedding dress. She said she hadn't had on a wedding dress since she was 18 years old, because when she was 18 years old, that is how old she was when she married her husband, and her husband passed away. She was really emotional about putting on the wedding dress. The reason why some of them had on wedding dresses is because they did a photo shoot. They did a romance novel. They called it a romance novel photo shoot, right? So she was really emotional about that, and she sat down and told her story about why it was bittersweet for her. And so he started tearing up, and I mean he teared up several times. Each time he heard one of the women's stories, especially the women that lost a spouse. um he was tearing up because he absolutely understands. Also during the final rose ceremony, when he had to send some of the women home, he teared up as well. And the reason for me, the reason why, in my opinion, the reason why he was tearing up is because he knows that all these women, he can only pick one, but he knows that all the women, that are in the show, that were cast for the show, they are looking for love. A lot of them have lost a spouse, and they are looking not only for love, they are more than love. They're looking for companionship, in their golden years. And so he absolutely understands that. He absolutely understands that for a lot of them, it is a second chance to find companionship, you know, because it is his second chance to find companionship. And so he's real compassionate about that. And so that's the reason for the turning up. I heard some people not understanding why he was tearing up. But in my opinion, like I said, he tears up because he understands exactly why the women are there. And it hurt, and because he's so kind hearted, I think that it hurts his feelings to have to send any of them home. But unfortunately he can only pick one. He can't pick a harem. He can only pick one, right? So I really like Gary. I think that he's a really nice person. He's really authentic, you know, and I don't think that he uh totally understood, what he was getting himself into, when he was chosen to be the Golden Bachelor. I don't know if one of his kids sent in his picture for the Golden Bachelor, or I don't know if he did it himself. I don't know how he came to be the Golden Bachelor, but I don't think that Gary quite understood what he was getting into. I didn't think that he felt like it was going to be this hard, because so many of the women have the same type of baggage that he has. And what I mean by baggage is the loss of a spouse, right? The yearning, the want so much for companionship, especially in your golden years. I don't know if that really hit home for him at first. I don't think that he was going thought that he was going to have to deal with other people's baggage as well as his own. And so I just love Gary. I do. I think he's a great guy, very compassionate man. You could tell that he loves his family loves him. And like I just hope the best for him, whoever he chooses. I hope the best for him. I hope the best for them, you know. And I was reading an article. I think it was from Parade magazine, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find that article. And he was talking about what he expected, what he wanted from the Golden Bachelor, what he wanted to gain from it. And so let me see. Here it is. He says, I can't. I don't think it says what is Gary's goal on the Golden Bachelor, right? And it says quote. So Gary says, and I'm saying quote. I hope at the end of it, he says, I hope at the end of it, I find the person that I'll spend the rest of my life with, that will complete our family. Gary said in his confessional. He also says quote. I want to fall in love. I really want to find my person who can put me in my place. That is so sweet. Men really don't. A lot of women don't understand that if you are a very that some men say that they want a submissive woman, but they really don't. They really want somebody that can put them in their place, like Gerry says. He said, that can who can put me in my place when I need some to when I need it, and to make me smile, right? He said, the person who can lay down beside you at night and not have to say anything. And I absolutely understands where he's coming from when he says the person who can lay down beside you at night and not have to say anything. Because when you find that person, that can lay down beside you at night and not have to say anything, you know that that is your person, right? You know that without a doubt that person loves you and is loyal to you. They don't have to tell you that they love you over and over again. Just by their presence, just by their being there beside you. That is enough said. So I absolutely understands. Where he's coming from, but this is Gary's goal, what he hopes to achieve from the Golden Bachelor, and I really hope he finds that, not only for himself but for his family, because I know his girls want him to find a forever person for the second part of his life, for his golden years, right? And I think I showed this picture, lady. This is one of the first ladies that stepped out of the car. I really thought that he was going to choose her at first, but he didn't. He didn't choose her. But let me go ahead for the spoiler alert. So right. So via the internet, you know how the internet is. There's this guy named Steve something, and he follows the Bachelor and the Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. He follows it all religiously, right? And so he has found out the two finalists, the two final women, the women that he's going to have to choose from, right? And so, spoiler alert, these are the women that are going to be his final choices, Teresa and Leslie. I like Teresa and Leslie. Teresa, she was married for 42 or 43 years as well. She lost her husband. I thought he had some kind of, I think she said he had some kind of kidney issue. He was maybe waiting for a kidney transplant, but she lost him, unfortunately. So she's on the Bachelor wanting to find love again. I love them two together. He actually went on his first date, or she didn't get the first rose. Another woman got the first rose, but she went on the first date, I believe, with Gary last night. I believe that was his first date. But anyway, it was last night. And they were driving down the California highway, the LA highway. His lights went out on his car, and she put his arm on him and said that he was doing a great job, and that really affected Gary. He almost teared up then. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. And she's a very comforting lady. And so I like Teresa. Leslie, she's 70 years old. Can you believe that she is an athlete? I think they said she's run like over 10 marathons, and she was also a dancer. So this is the spoiler alert, these are his final two picks. Um, this is Leslie when she first met him, when she first got out of the car. He met one of the first women that he met was Teresa, and like him and Teresa have a lot in common. Teresa's husband and her ex husband, the husband that she lost, he died, that he was in the restaurant business. Gerry is in the restaurant business. Her son is in the restaurant business. I think they have a lot in common. Um, and so yeah, that's why I like Teresa for him. Like I said, they have a lot in common as far as business goes. This is Leslie. He has a lot in common with Leslie. Gerry is also very athletic. And Leslie is very athletic. She had a spur of the moment dance with him when on the first night of the show, the first night of the show, she started dancing with him, and all the other ladies joined in. She's like she's a really fun, energetic person, and he's an athlete as well. She's an athlete. She's a dance instructor, I believe. And Gerry likes to move. She likes to move. It was really lighthearted. It was really fun. And that happened on the first night. And I'm assuming that stood out to him a lot. So these two ladies, like I said, these are um the final two ladies that he's going to have to choose from. I understand it's going to be very emotional. At the end of the show, they don't know how, if they haven't found out yet anyway, who's Gary's final pick is going to be. But in my mind, Gary's final pick is going to be Teresa, because, like I said, they have so much in common. And I really like Teresa for Gerry. I think they look great together. I think they interact very well together, and so I think that he is going to. I really think that he is going to choose Teresa. Like I really do, because like I said, they have a lot in common. She's a very, you can tell she's got a caring heart, loving person, and so, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But the spoiler is he's gonna have to choose between Teresa, and Leslie. So my pick, my spoiler alert pick, I'm putting my money on Teresa, right? So guys, this is about all I have to say for the Bittersweet series, the ABC hit series, The Golden Bachelor, the first season. I hope you guys like this video. Um, drop me a message in the comment section below if you guys have anything to say about anything that I said. If you have anything that you want to add, that if you're watching the show that I didn't notice or I didn't, comment about, let me know. I'll drop you a comment back. Because like I said, I really want to watch this show because the people are older, and because there is a different mindset. When you get up in age, you have a totally different mindset, as we, as opposed to a lot of the young people that be on the regular Bachelor and Bachelorette series, right? And I think this show is really authentic, and I think that's why it's a hit. I think it's why it's a hit on ABC. So many millions of people are watching it, because it really seems really authentic. We know that a lot of times these reality shows are, scripted reality shows, but I mean, this really, I think they really wanted this to be very authentic. I don't think that any of these people, Gerry or any of the ladies, would have signed on to the show if it was going to be scripted reality, because they have true stories. They have lived that whole life, and they're wanting to live out the second part of their life in happiness and companionship, and love, and be very fulfilling. You just don't have to sit down and knit or rock on the porch all day, or go to bingo all day. You can really live a full life. Um, and I am glad that ABC is showing that. Everybody looks wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And we all should be so lucky as to be able to, be as fit as most of these women are, be as lovely as most of these women are, be as fit as Gary is. He's very handsome for his age, and for 70, 60, and 70-year-old people, wow. All I can say is wow. Wow, I'm impressed, right? So anyway, that's all I have. I love you guys. Please like the video, please share the video, please subscribe to the channel. Um, and let me comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this. I'm hoping to do another video. Um, about the Golden Bachelor. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you want me to do another video concerning the Golden Bachelor. And my thoughts on the Golden Bachelor. So my overall thoughts right now is it's bittersweet. Those are my thoughts right now. But I'm loving watching these older people pretty much live their best life. Taking a chance at love for the second time, even after a loss. It's a lot. It's a lot, and but I think it's beautiful. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go like, share, subscribe, and I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Peace.